so much going on. For this franchise, this fan base, it's hard to overstate just what this means. How would you put into perspective the magnitude of the Knicks returning to the finals?
Well, Julie, first things first, it's been a long time coming, 27 years, enough said, going all the way back to 1999. But you think about all of the lean years for the better part of 2+ decades, basically the end of the Patrick Ewing era, the abyss of the 2000s, then a year or two flourishing with Carmelo Anthony with nothing to show for it come playoff time, then you're back in the abyss again. This team pulled them out of it. It starts with Leon Rose, the architect of the entire operation. Jalen Brunson comes in and is this ultimate warrior and this glue guy, and the Knicks have built the team that is in the middle of one of the most special runs you have ever seen in playoff history, to go and win 3 clinchers by 25, 30+ points. Jalen Brunson has not played a fourth quarter minute in any of the fourth quarter clinchers against the Hawks, against the Sixers, and now against the Cleveland Cavaliers. This is a special team. Knicks fans have been waiting a long, long time, Julie, to get themselves back to an NBA Finals, and they have a team that has it humming and firing on all cylinders to the point where it was anticlimactic, for goodness sake. Can you believe it? You haven't made the finals in 27 years, and basically it's a fait accompli throughout Game 3 and this blowout in Game 4.
Yeah, I mean, this team unlocked something on offense this postseason, and to your point, they used a 20-0 run to pull away in the second quarter. It felt like this game just went on forever because they had such a great lead, and I mean, that's been a theme throughout the playoffs. Why do you think this team has been able to just completely take over games during the stretch?
I got to channel my inner Mr. Miyagi. Balance, 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 Julie Stewart-Binks. That has been the key for this Knicks group, and it all changed in Game 4 of the first round series against the Atlanta Hawks. And that's where I got to pinpoint Mike Brown and the brilliant coaching adjustment he made as far as getting Karl Anthony Towns to the high post, the ball movement in the Hawks series from being down 2-1 and beyond, the Philly series, this Cavs series. The Knicks have everybody involved. It's a different hero every night. There are so many different ways to beat you, and humming and firing the way those 70s teams got everybody involved, you're seeing some similarities. Those teams won a championship. Knicks want to join them.
Yeah, well, you mentioned a different hero every night, and we saw that Landry Shamet once again was a huge factor in Game 4. What can you say about the job that Mike Brown has done with this entire roster? So
you wanted to learn about this head coach when this team faced adversity. There was nothing you were going to learn about Mike Brown in the regular season. They were down 2-1. He needed to make a coaching adjustment, and the team hasn't lost a game since. I was one of the folks who suggested the Knicks made a mistake by letting go of the successful Tom Thibodeau. Well, who am I to question Leon Rose, who knew that Mike Brown coming in was the right man for the job, and those tweaks, playing the bench more, making sure Landry Shamet was involved, they ended up being the difference. Now the Knicks are in the NBA Finals.
Now, you seem to gain a little bit of attention online by mucking
it up
a little bit. Do you have any words for the Cleveland fans that are going to be watching this online right now?
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate all your support. I enjoy the NBA Finals. And a parting thought, you wanna do a little sweeping? My front stoop in Brooklyn, we'd love for you to do a little sweeping after the Knicks took care of business. So score one for the New York Knicks.
That was very gracious.
I tried.
You could have been way worse than that.
For the first time in 27 years, the Knicks are heading to the NBA Finals. I'm here with SNY NBA insider Ian Begley. And Ian, the Knicks they do sweep their way to the NBA Finals in these last 2 series on an 11-game win streak. They have won every single game during that streak, except for one by double digits. Really hard to wrap your mind around what we've been seeing. How are they able to get it done?
You go back to that last game they lost, Chelsea. It was Game 3 in Atlanta. And after that game, a couple of things changed. One was the offense, a little bit of a tweak. Karl Anthony Towns being a facilitator, being a hub. Then there was a mentality shift, too. Miles McBride told me in Philadelphia that he felt that the Knicks were kind of waiting for the opponent to give them the game early in the postseason. He said after that Game 3, the mindset shift was, let's go out and get the game. We're the better team. Let's go out and take it. And that's what you've seen really since that day. Just a remarkable run for the Knicks, historic run when you look at the point differential, and they're red hot going into the finals.
Definitely. And they're getting contributions from everyone, but especially Jalen Brunson, the captain. Can you just talk about the way that he has led this team on this generation generational run, and also how he's led them during his tenure with the Knicks.
Sure. I mean, it all started with him, right? Leon Rose making a controversial decision at the time to give him a $100+ million contract, and things just started to steamroll in the right direction from there. And we all see the basketball, right? But I also think there's so much that goes on in the locker room and just how he carries himself as the face of a franchise. I was asking Mike Brown before the game if he could compare Jalen Brunson's humility, his understated leadership with any players that he's dealt with in the past, and he said Steph Curry and Tim Duncan. So
doesn't get better than that.
Pretty good company to be in if you're Jalen Brunson.
For sure. Let's talk about Mike Brown, though. I mean, last year, after the firing of Tom Thibodeau, Knicks fans really questioned the firing and the hiring of Mike Brown. He was brought here to bring them to the NBA Finals. And when they were asking you those questions, you said, we'll have a good answer in early June. It's not early June just yet, but he has brought them to a point they have not reached in 27 years. So can you speak to the job that he has done to bring the Knicks back to the NBA Finals?
It's remarkable, Chelsea, and it's really collaboration, right? That was the buzzword when they made the hire. That's what they were looking for, but it's really rung true here for New York because Mike Brown listens to his players when his players have suggestions about different ways to tweak things on the floor. He listens to his assistant coaches. He keeps an open mind, and he takes those suggestions, and then he ultimately makes the decision whether to change things or not. But I think everyone appreciates the idea that they can have a voice, they can talk to the head coach and maybe have some influence in what goes on. So there's that. And then there's just the idea that he's played these guys all year long. Like you look at a Landry Shamet. Last year, Landry Shamet didn't play that often. He played the last couple of games of the Eastern Conference Finals. But Landry Shamet's been in the lineup all year long for Mike Brown. Mike Brown has invested in him, has trusted him, and it's really borne fruit here in the Eastern Conference Finals. Shamet going 11 of 12 from beyond the arc in this series. A lot of big shots for Shamet. And so I think that's just exemplary of the way Mike Brown has handled this job, and he's got them to where they want it to be.
Yeah, they've all bought into his philosophy, and you can see the results for sure. And now we will wait to see who their opponent will be, if it will be the Oklahoma City Thunder or the San Antonio Spurs.